The Sapphire RX 17900 XT is a powerful graphics card that can handle 4K gaming and beyond. But to get the most out of it, you need to optimize its settings and fan curve. In this section, I will show you how to do that using the Sapphire RX software. First, you need to download and install the Sapphire RX software from the Sapphire website. This software allows you to monitor and adjust various aspects of your graphics card, such as clock speeds, voltages, temperatures, fan speeds, and more. Once you have installed the software, launch it and go to the Hardware Monitor tab. Here you can see the current status of your graphics card, such as GPU temperature, fan speed, power consumption, and more. You can also see a graph of these values over time. To optimize the settings of your graphics card, go to the Tuning tab. Here you can tweak the performance and power limits of your graphics card. You can also enable or disable some features, such as AMD Radeon Boost, AMD Radeon Anti-Lag, and AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution. The Performance Limit slider allows you to adjust how much power your graphics card can draw. By default, it is set to 100%, which means your graphics card can use up to 308W of power. You can increase this limit up to 115%, which means your graphics card can use up to 354W of power. This can boost your performance in some games, but it will also increase your temperature and noise levels. The Power Limit slider allows you to adjust how much power your graphics card can save. By default, it is set to 0%, which means your graphics card will use as much power as it needs. You can decrease this limit up to -50%, which means your graphics card will use up to 50% less power than it needs. This can lower your temperature and noise levels, but it will also reduce your performance in some games. You can experiment with different values of these sliders to find the best balance between performance and power for your needs. You can also use the presets on the left side of the screen to quickly switch between different modes, such as silent, balanced, or performance. To optimize the fan curve of your graphics card, go to the Fan Control tab. Here you can adjust how fast your fans spin at different temperatures. By default, the fan curve is set to auto, which means the software will automatically control the fan speed based on the temperature. You can customize the fan curve by clicking on the manual button and dragging the dots on the graph. You can also add or remove dots by double-clicking on the graph. The fan curve should be smooth and gradual, not sharp or erratic. The goal of optimizing the fan curve is to keep your graphics card cool enough without making too much noise. You don't want your fans to spin too fast at low temperatures, because that will create unnecessary noise. You also don't want your fans to spin too slow at high temperatures, because that will cause overheating and throttling. A good rule of thumb is to set your fans to spin at around 30% when your GPU temperature is below 50 degrees Celsius, and then gradually increase the fan speed as the temperature rises. You can also set a maximum fan speed limit that you are comfortable with. For example, you can set it to 80% if you don't mind some noise, or 60% if you prefer a quieter operation. You can test your settings and fan curve by running some games or benchmarks and monitoring your GPU temperature and fan speed in the Hardware Monitor tab. You can also use the Stress Test button on the bottom right corner of the screen to stress your graphics card for a few minutes and see how it performs. If you are happy with your settings and fan curve, you can save them as a profile by clicking on the Save button on the top right corner of the screen. You can also load a profile by clicking on the Load button and selecting one from the list. That's how you optimize the settings and fan curve of the Sapphire RX 17900 XT using the Sapphire RX software. By doing this, you can achieve the best balance between temperature and noise for your graphics card.